Most traders rely on market highs and lows whether they realize it or not, using candle highs for stop losses, swing lows for take profits, or simply referencing daily, weekly, or yearly extremes. These levels are baked into trading strategies across the board. The problem? Identifying them consistently takes time, and missing one could cost you. That's why we built a tool that does it all for you automatically. In this video, you'll see exactly how this indicator works, how to get it on your chart, and why it can seriously level up your trading game. Let's get into it. These levels, market highs and lows, are almost impossible to ignore. That's because nearly every trading strategy out there, especially swing-based ones, taps into them in some way. And more often than not, those swing points align with higher time frame candle highs and lows. Take this daily chart, for example. If we mark the high and low of this candle, then drop down to the 4-hour chart, those same levels become clear pivot points. Now, tracking these across multiple time frames manually, that gets tedious fast. And that's exactly why we built this indicator, to automatically map out those key levels so you don't miss a thing. Once the indicator is added to your chart, you'll immediately see a series of red and green lines, each accompanied by a number off to the right. Red lines represent candle highs, green lines mark candle lows. The numbers indicate how recent that level is, 0 being the current candle, 1 the previous one, and so on up to the 4th. To help you quickly identify the current open candle, its high and low are drawn with dashed lines, while the rest use solid lines. You'll also notice something different at the extremes. The highest high and lowest low are marked with shaded areas instead of just lines. This is intentional. These zones highlight potential major supply and demand levels, giving you a visual edge in spotting key decision points. You may also notice 4 vertical lines drawn on the chart as well. These lines mark the start of each candle on the higher time frame being used to draw the levels. And if you're curious about what time frames these levels are pulled from, that's all adjustable in the settings. Here, you can control everything. The Show Last option determines how many previous candles the indicator uses to draw levels. By default, it's set to 4. Right below that is the frequency setting, which selects the time frame of those candles. It's set to daily by default, meaning it references the current and last 4 daily candles to map out highs and lows. You also have control over the size of those supply and demand zones through the area width setting, which adjusts how thick those shaded regions appear. We also added a smart filter. When enabled, it automatically removes highs that are below the current price and lows that are above it, keeping your chart clean and focused. And for those who love to customize, you've got full styling options for tweaking colors, transparency, or even turning off the zones entirely if you prefer a minimalist look. And now that we have a pretty good understanding of how this indicator works, let's see how traders might consider using it to make life easier. For this setup, we'll start by heading into the indicator's settings and changing the frequency to monthly. Then we'll jump up to the monthly time frame to break it down. What we're looking for here is a potential reversal setup. Notice how the candles are consistently printing lower highs and lower lows. A classic downtrend. The strategy is simple. We wait for a break above a previous candle high. Once that happens, we target a high from one of the earlier candles, like this bullish candle here that stands out in the sequence. Now, instead of manually plotting each of these highs and lows, we just let the indicator do the work. With it enabled, we instantly see the highs and lows of the past 4 candles laid out for us. What we want is a break of the level marked 1. That's the high of the most recent closed candle. And our target will be the level marked 3, which aligns with that earlier bullish candle. So let's drop down to the 4-hour time frame. The beauty of this setup is that even on the lower time frame, our monthly levels remain clearly visible thanks to the indicator. We can easily spot the 1 level we're watching for a breakout and our eventual target at 3. To strengthen the setup, we'll now add the Signals and Overlays toolkit and enable the Trend Tracer. This tool is excellent for cutting through market noise and revealing the true direction. Once we start seeing candles closing above the 1 level and the Trend Tracer flips bullish, that's our signal. We set our stop just below the breakout level and our target at the level marked 3. Clean, straightforward, and highly effective. And if you're taking less complex setups, this indicator also works beautifully for those as well. In this example, we're still using monthly levels, but analyzing them on the 4-hour time frame. Right here, we can see the current monthly low. We know it's the monthly low because of the dashed lines being used to plot this area, indicating we're dealing with the active candles range. Now, notice how price has reacted at this level. It's been rejected multiple times, signaling it is a strong support. So if broken with volume, major opportunity. At this point, the setup becomes straightforward. All we're waiting for is a clean break and close below that dashed line. Once that happens, we look for a logical target based on previous price action. In this case, the low of the 3rd most recent monthly candle has already shown its significance. It's been respected more than once, and that makes it an ideal target for the trade. No guesswork, just a clean read of market structure using automated levels that do the heavy lifting for you. And that wraps up our deep dive into the previous high and lows indicator, an effortless way to visualize key price zones and structure across any time frame. You can start using it right now completely free at luxalgo.com/library. If you want to level up even further, don't forget about the signals and overlays toolkit we use today. With tools like Trend Tracer, it adds real-time confirmation and clarity to your setups, and it's available risk-free for 30 days at luxalgo.com. Thanks for watching. Trade smart, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.